Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another Final Fantasy Revex's video, and today we're going to be looking at Ayaka. Kind of a messy pull situation I was in. After the pulls, if you didn't see them, go watch them. Ticket challenge was not very fun, but here we are. I pulled for her more, and now we have her at EX2. So, what we're going to be doing in the first part, we're going to show you guys how to use her. How to use her at EX2, the EX2 build, with the vision card. But we'll also be doing an EX1 build without her step-up vision card. We'll be using her own vision card. So let's show it. Her STMR, if you are a new player or someone who pulled a lot of her, you really should know that you should be getting as many of these STMRs as you can, except for one. Leave one spot empty for the one that you're going to be leveling, the EX2 or EX1 or however long you have however many you can do, because remember you're going to get an STR Moogle at EX2. And you want to save that for the one that you're leveling up. So any spare ones, you want to get STMRs for those. You want to get as many of this Peppermint Rod as possible because it gives morale for everybody. And it's very nice. Even though it's two-handed, it's still good. So the Holy Headpiece, very nice. Just one of them for herself. Very nice. It gives her 500 flight magic. Very nice. I have the Emperor's Celestial Signet of Will, but you could also use the yellow ring, and you can swap these two around. You could equip a robe instead if you like. Plus you can equip clothes, so we're going to use the Magisters on the chest slot. And we're going to use Floral Herald Pin, because it gives 80 magic and also some killers. We're on Bahamut, so she has the easiest amount of killers possible. I just wanted to build this just to show you guys how easy it is in certain situations to get a number of 300% killers here on many of these things here. So we have 300% Beast, Demon. I actually need to work on these two, but I thought I had 300%. I'm so used to looking at the physical side, but we have to actually look on the magic side this time. So we have 300% Stone and Reaper as well. So she has no LB damage. She doesn't need LB damage. Now, like I mentioned, we're using this vision card here, but we will be using a different vision card for a different build at the EX1 build for you guys that don't have her EX2. So what her optimal partners, because remember her best move is this Ice Amp move. That is also a quad cast bolting strike, and there's not very many quad cast bolting strike units. There's two easy paths you can do here. You can use Fravia, who does better ice and peril and has an ice field for your Ayaka as well, and is also a breaker and also can quad cast bolting strike. So that is one way you could go about doing this. The other way, there's a slightly different way that's easy, but you just have to beat a trial to do it. There's a way to do that as well. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do that after this. But for now, let's do the EX2 build. Show you guys how to use her, things like that. Let's get into it. All right, so I'm just gonna imbue ice for Fravia. And like I mentioned, she has quad cast, and here's her bolting strike move. And for her, all these abilities here are quite nice. She has killers, she has a little bit of amp for herself, and things like that. She has a lot of things, but for this we're just going to show her strongest move. So it's quad cast bolting strike, so you can't mess it up as long as you have someone else who is quad casting. Or you could do triple cast, but the last parts would just be wasted. But technically you could do this move here. If you don't have any other options, you could do this and do a triple cast on a bolting strike chainer, which is very common. Most units have quad or triple cast bolting strike. You could do it. It would line up most of the time, but then the last bits would just be wasted, which is the hardest hitting parts because it's at 300% chaining. Anyways, let's show you guys how it looks. A little bit of a broke there for some reason. I'm not really exactly sure because I'm using a macro to chain. So I'm not really sure why that broke, but it is what it is. Okay, so that's one way to do it. That's one way to use Fravia. She's not really meta right now. If you're new to the game, she really isn't the best unit in the world right now, but for this particular one, maybe you could use her. Another way of doing this, apparently I actually don't have it on this account, which is really embarrassing. I need to go get that, but there is, I guess I can show you in a trial setting. Like there's an item called the Earnest Ring, which allows you to quad cast black magic. So certain units that have black magic ice attacks, you could actually quad cast them. So I'm gonna show you guys where to get that. It's actually on the easier one, so there's no excuse not to get this Uranus ring. There's no excuse for me not to get it, but it's on this scoring of the Uranus here. You can go and get, I guess I should show you the full path. So go to Nemesis, Chamber of the Fallen, and you'll start on this page actually. You'll click on this thing here for Chamber of the Indigent, and then you'll go down Scoring of the Uranus. You might not have this if you're a new player yet, because there are some trials that are locked. You gotta beat some other ones first, but then you'll get here. Here's the easy version, the int version. Here's the Uranus ring. All you gotta do is complete it, and it'll allow you to quad cast black magic. Now that's not really the best thing possible, but it's an option. I'm just throwing out an option, guys. Alright, now I'm gonna show you guys an EX1 build here, guys. Let's show you guys the EX1 build. So it's not actually that much different. If you don't have this, I mean, I don't have a lot of two-handed rods, so I'm sure you guys don't either. If you don't have for Eskimar, you could use the black rod from Mage Pop, and then you start going down a little bit. I mean, you could use Seven. I mean, at that point, I mean, hopefully you have something better, like the Morgana rod. I don't have that on this account, but you could use that as well. And the build's basically the same, because remember, her Timar is an accessory, so you don't got to worry about any materials. And we're using her vision card, which is also decent because it has 500 flight magic at the end there, with a little bit of killers. You also have this, which can be imbued. Now that I'm in game watching, this is a quad cast bolting strike that can be imbued. So it's pretty decent for anyone else too, because anyone can use this. 200 MP, pretty pricey, but still pretty good. Quadcast, pretty good. So this is the EX1 build. This is the EX1 build, not too different. The staff or the rod for you may differ, but it's gonna be about the same. That's it, guys. That's really for the video. Not very complicated, but she's a very interesting unit, at least, right? You can admit that, at least. Making her work is gonna be very interesting, that's for sure. I really wish she had a Brave Shift form. They could have just given her. They could have, honestly, all they had to do was just use her 5-star form, since she never came to global. Remember on JP she has a Christmas form already, and she was wearing like a blue dress. If you saw my thumbnail a few videos ago, that was her as her 5-star form a long time ago. She was a support unit in her base. She could have been a support unit in her base form, and in the Brave Shift form she could have been this. But instead of that, she's an SLB, sadly. So SLBs are a little harder to gear, but we've managed to figure that out with Olive and things like that. You know, she's SLB. We've been able to figure things out. So with that being said, guys, thank you guys very much for watching. Appreciate you. If you got any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. Remember, if you are someone who has played for a while, but it's just coming back and you pulled a whole bunch of, make sure to get a lot of these because of this passive here, like I mentioned. Not that, this. Which gives you morale based on how many allies you have alive currently, which is very good. Very, very good. Alright guys, thank you guys very much for watching again. Appreciate you. See you in the next video. Peace.